Swaddy Cap, guys. Welcome
Swaddy
to
Cap.
the 1% podcast. So today, I actually have a very special guest. We have Jake, the co-founder of the 1%. We've been working together pretty much our whole lives. Actually went to school together, known each other since about age 12. Experienced pretty much every single emotion under the sun together.
Definitely.
Probably some things we shouldn't even mention on this podcast. So it's not going to be your typical podcast, guys. This is a very, very special one. And it's something we aim to do for a long while now with a lot of special guests from our network. So yeah, just to start things off, Jake, introduce yourself to the guys. Let them know your backstory.
So I'm Jake, co-founder of the 1%. Pretty much as Brandon says, we've been friends for around 12 years now, 13 years, long time, been through a lot together. We started this business around 6-7 months ago. Had its ups and downs, but right now it's going incredibly well. And we're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about our experiences, our past, and our basically, essentially.
So how did we first meet? I'm going to give you a test because I remember the first time I met you, the exact scenario.
So we would have been like 12 or 13, right?
Yeah.
Brandon, you're just making me look bad on camera already.
I know the exact lesson.
I don't remember like the lesson or because it would have been in school, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say must be English.
Nah, it was drama.
Drama. Oh no, that's embarrassing. I was terrible at drama. Absolutely.
We connected over like FIFA, pretty much.
Was it? Yeah.
FIFA YouTube.
Yeah. I was a FIFA YouTuber back in the day, but so I don't remember that. Sorry, Brandon. You made me looking bad already.
So was there like any moment in like school which made you think like maybe we could have been here where we are now? Was there anything that ever clicked?
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of stood out. I mean, from the age of probably 14 or 15, we were talking about business. We studied business in school, in college. You went into university, which you dropped out of, which I think was a great decision. And, you know, we always talked about it. We started businesses from a young age. We'll go into that maybe a little bit. But yeah, we always stood out because other people didn't necessarily fit into our conversations. So we always knew that we together were going to go on and do something like we are now, I feel.
Yeah, for sure. Like we're never built for 9 to 5s. I don't think either of us ever held down a job for more than a month in our lives.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah, it was like all the periods of my life, like the downs and the ups, have somehow been attached together. So it was kind of just meant to be that something special was going to eventually be built.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been very special so far. We've been through many experiences together, many businesses, many successes, many wins, many dramas, many fights, but we're still here, we're still standing. So I think it's a very strong relationship that we have.
So what was the first ever business we ever worked on?
I think it was Jersey Lockers, right? Or was there one before that?
I'd say there was like some ideas in school.
We certainly had ideas. We had, the nightlife one was afterwards, but I think Jersey Lockers was our first sliver of success. So basically, should we even tell the camera? We were selling replica jerseys from China to England and the profit margins were incredibly good. We were killing it, TikTok, Instagram Reels, but unfortunately we got hit with a cease and desist from Adidas. So let's not go too much into that because we don't want any problems. But yeah, we've been scheming for a while.
Pretty sure the first thing we ever worked on was like a clothing line. It never actually got launched, but I'm pretty sure we were working on a clothing line. We were like 15.
Tracia, I remember. We were talking about it over FIFA as well. I think FIFA kind of brought us all together. Tracia clothing line. Why don't we bring it back?
Yeah.
It had a pretty cool diamond logo.
Yeah, it was clean.
we might send it high.
Did we ever sell FIFA coins or FIFA points?
Oh, I'm not sure. We know someone that did. We got a story about that, but that's for another day. I don't think we did.
Yeah, so the first time we ever found any like success in life was through like crypto. So
yeah,
what really like started to get us into crypto? What was the pivotal moment?
Pivotal moment in crypto. Well, we started in Forex, didn't we? We had a go at Forex, didn't work out, lost some money. We just weren't cut out for it. So we then naturally moved into crypto. We'd seen it online. We'd seen, this was just before the bull run as well. So the 2021. So this is, like the catalyst for us was just before that bull run was beginning. We took a go at it and went incredibly well.
Yeah, it went incredibly well. I must say there was some luck along the way in terms of crypto because Like right now, the barrier to entry for guys trying to get in now is it's a lot difficult to make life changing money.
Definitely. It's all about luck now.
Yeah,
It's meme coins. I mean, it's basically a casino. It's a more calculated casino, but it's still a casino.
yeah, for sure. There's just such a strong like barrier entry to crypto now. It's why I don't really recommend people to get into it anymore. Like it used to be everything in my life was based around like selling crypto, education, mentorships. But now if you're a young man and you've got like less than like 10 grand to your name, would I like hand on heart recommend you to get into crypto? No, I wouldn't. Like that's just not the advice I'd ever give someone anymore.
Yeah, I mean, when we were first starting out, it was more about tangible business. I mean, in 2021, you had industries like GameFi, which I was part of. You had AI, you had real world assets that were really dominant in the space. But now you don't see that. A lot of even businesses that we thought would be successful in 2024, in 2025, haven't been. You know, we have friends who we thought would go on to create like industry changing businesses just fail because no one really cares about it anymore. So I think if you have some money aside, definitely get into crypto, learn about it fundamentally, but don't rely on it as your primary income unless you have capital like Brandon, for example, and you have a lot of money to play with and you have like 4 or 5 years of experience, which we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's sad to see. Like I don't want to like throw people under the bus like what you just said, but yeah, we know people that have had amazing ideas that just never worked out in crypto, things that like could have been groundbreaking.
Yeah.
And like the biggest projects that are like bringing in revenue right now in crypto are I believe like Jupiter, Pump Fund and Bonk Fund.
Yeah.
And what do they all have in common?
They're the intermediaries of meme coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad to see because there were some like really, like you say, groundbreaking ideas and like revolutionary ideas. It's just that people don't particularly care about it anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think for the space to succeed and for me to hand on heart, like want to onboard people, I would want to see that. Like, yeah, like all the guys in the 1%, I love it when they come in and they invest some money and they make money in meme coins and they get out the markets. But like really putting it, like your whole lifeline into crypto, I wouldn't do it in 2025. And it hurts me to say because it's all I wanted really for the space.
Of course, it's where most of our experience is. And, you know, we're moving on to different things now. We still trade. Brandon still trades every day. But it's definitely a suggestion to people who are looking to get into like remote working or entrepreneurship online. Learn crypto because you can use your income to supplement more income, but don't focus on it as like a primary source of income, in my opinion. At least not right now.
Yeah. Just like I always say to just like build your like skill sets, make yourself extremely valuable, whether you're doing like sales or like marketing, even like Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Like make yourself like valuable. So when you enter these rooms like the 1%, like people are going to want to talk to you. People are going to want to work with you.
Yeah. So there are kind of like 5 pillars that I work off from that. And we call it buckets because I took this from Stephen Bartlett's book. But you want to work on 5 things when it comes to entrepreneurship or being successful in general. And that is knowledge and then how you apply that knowledge into skill. And then how you apply that skill and utilize a network and how you build a reputation. And then how you accumulate resources. So knowledge, skill, reputation, resources, and network. You want to be consistently building these 5 things if you want to be successful. And it takes a long time. A lot of people say that, you know, you can get rich quick doing a certain thing, like, you know, whatever it may be. I won't go into detail on what exactly that would be, but it takes a lot of time. Realistically, you have to develop these aspects of your life to determine how much value you're going to have in the future to bring, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like a lot of these guys like in the meme coin space and the crypto space, they don't like necessarily hold much value because they don't actually have any skills. Like same as me, before I moved to Thailand, all I knew how to do was just click a few buttons on a screen and just get rich from it. But it doesn't teach you much in life.
But that still requires a lot of knowledge and skill though, because your knowledge was being able to identify opportunity. Your knowledge was being able to actually identify a project, for example, that stands out against the rest, which is incredible because you go into like the stock market, for example, which is it's a bit safer than crypto. You can transition that knowledge into the stock market. It's the same fundamentals.
Yeah.
So you still have knowledge and skill that you've applied into that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like if crypto actually like traded in a way where the best companies and like the best like performing like projects that are on the rise actually did get the liquidity, then yeah, so
Yeah.
it's an excellent skill to have, because I was able to spot them all very early.
Yeah, definitely.
So in terms of like crypto, like what's the biggest like loss and win you've ever had?
Biggest loss, my biggest loss. I mean, so my first year of crypto, I started by building a community in crypto, basically an investment group, and it was really, really successful. We had done incredible things. Then we transitioned into developing a company within the GameFi space, like what I spoke about earlier, that went on to be $100 million market cap business. We were top 500 crypto in the world. Unfortunately, though, there were some mishaps between leadership and communication. And obviously with the bull run ending, we took a big loss. We basically fizzled out throughout the bear market. My biggest personal loss monetarily is $500,000.
Yeah,
Similar
it's
to
just
you, I
crazy.
think.
And it's like the way you can just say that so calmly is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of averse to loss now. I mean, I don't see it as a big problem. It's just a lesson to me, to be honest.
Yeah, it was all a lesson. And like obviously both of us lost around like $500,000 within that like space of time when we were like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And like who knows what like the actual butterfly effect would have been if we actually salvaged that money. Like where would we be right now? Would we even be alive?
Yeah.
Like, because I know we did have a lot of bad habits back then that like probably would have been amplified by money.
We had terrible habits.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I see it as a lesson, not a loss. Because how do you learn from success? Like realistically, you learn from your failures.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't necessarily consider it a failure. Obviously, I just consider it a lesson. So like you say, we had terrible habits. At that time when I was watching myself lose that money. I was drinking, partying in Mexico, in Tijuana, doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. And yeah, if we had that amount of money and we were able to retain it, who knows? We might not even be here today. So,
yeah, for sure. Like it was all just a massive lesson. I went on like Lennon's guest call the other day, and it was just about like how I leverage my network to get to where I am now. And I spoke about like the first time in crypto where I was making money. I didn't like change the people who I was like surrounding with. I was still surrounding myself with the same people I used to do bad things with like growing up. And then the second time round when I got like back into crypto and I was on the revenge arc, like getting myself back to where I am now, I then began to go to like crypto networking events. I went to Prague, I went to Turkey, I went to Singapore, I went to Dubai, all to connect with people in crypto, because in the grand scheme of things, like crypto is a billion dollar industry. And the people I was like connecting with and stuff were just way ahead of me in life. And I would just like speak to them about like what they're doing with their money, what investments they're making, like how are they like spreading from like Tether to Bitcoin to ETH, and like also low caps. And I learned like so much. So the second time round where we went into another bull run, I was able to actually change my life from it. And that was all due to actually leveraging my network.
And do you feel like if we had retained that wealth, let's say we were still here and we had managed to fix our habits, do you think we would have accumulated more? Do you think we would have lost it eventually? Do you think we would have actually learned what we know today?
No, not at
Probably
all.
not, right?
Not at all, because it would have just been the easy way out.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have had to go on like the crazy journey that I've been on to make back what I lost. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all a lesson. I always say you should fail and fail fast.
yeah,
Some people are successful the first time round, but it's very rare. It's not often that you see that. Most people are not successful the first time. And it's what you implement from learning from your failures into your next business or your next opportunity that may determine your success.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So with this whole entrepreneur journey, was there ever a time where you thought like maybe this isn't going to work?
See, I always knew I was destined for this kind of thing, entrepreneurship, because I saw no other way. I could not hold down a job and it was very depressing. Don't get me wrong, I still have bouts of, doubt right now, like at times with certain things, but it's not as much as what it has been. So there have definitely been times where I've doubted myself, but never where I've doubted the end goal, like where I would be, sorry.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like to actually make it in life, you have to see it in your mind before you
Yeah.
see it in your eyes, and it's just important because like you have to be able to manifest things and to like speak them into existence. Like it's all through like confidence, right? Like whatever you like truly like see in your mind and you like believe it, like eventually it's gonna happen, like 100%. Like everything I've ever dreamed about in my mind, I've made happen, and everything else is yet to come.
Yeah. So what is the dream for you now? What is the goal? What's the end goal for you?
I have my monetary goals in my life, very small for a reason, because I feel like there's always a new level on top of you. Like even like people that are extremely successful and that I've like dreamed of being on their level, that they will be going to like places like the south of France on holiday, and they're going to be like seeing people in these double-decker yachts, and like there's always another level, right? Like for me, I just want to be able to take care of my family, where they don't ever have to like really worry about like work and stuff anymore. Like it's still like sometimes I still feel sick to the stomach. Like there's like some people in my family, like my parents, that like still have to go to work in the rain in England.
Yeah.
Like even though I've had a like crazy successful year, like still knowing that just makes me feel sick. And just once I'm able to just take care of my family, I can then begin to actually enjoy my success a lot more.
Yeah. And I feel like when we were 16, I don't know about you, I'm pretty sure you were the same as me. All I could think about was making hundreds of millions of dollars, having fast cars, having yachts, having houses. But now that we've grown a bit, we've matured a bit, we're 24 now, I don't feel so drawn to that. It's like you say, what matters more to me and to you as well is taking care of our family, being able to travel, having a bit of freedom, not having to worry about paying the bills. I think that's what's more important than having a nice watch or having a super fast car, you know? I think that's what's much more important.
Yeah, 100%. Like with monetary goals, like there's just never enough. Like there is never enough. And it is awesome to see people like go from millionaire to billionaire status and stuff. And it's what I'm going to aim to do. But
Yeah.
I don't want to make it just my end or goal. It's able to like define me. I don't think the amount of money should really define me. It's to do with like the personal growth and what I do as a person, and the people I'm able to take care of, the experiences I'm able to create for my friends and my family. Like that's what's really going to be my legacy.
So how do you feel that having money has changed you? So, I mean, a few years ago when we didn't have any money, how do you feel that you've changed by having money now?
I wouldn't say it's changed me in a bad way, but I'd say it's a confidence booster. Like, I don't care like who anybody is. No one can like lie and say like having a bit of money in the bank doesn't like make you more confident and a bit more bouncy in situations, because it just amplifies like your aura and just walking into a room and like being respected and like people knowing what you do. I'd say like it's definitely made me more confident in that front, but I wouldn't say it's like changed me in a bad way or given me like a bad ego or like changed me in any way. Like when I'm still with my friends and I'm just with the boys, I'm still the same Brandon that was like going to school.
Yeah.
But like I'd say like overall it's just made me a lot more confident.
I think that's how it should be. Because I mean, there were times where we had no money and all we would do is stress.
Yeah.
Be depressed and sit at home like, oh, what are we doing? You know, in cold, rainy England. So I do feel like moving away from that environment was quite pivotal for us. It was quite transformative. Certainly. Yeah. And I feel the same way. I don't feel like money ever really changes me. I'm the same character. I don't think it should change you either. I think money should just be viewed as a tool to make your life better. I don't think that anyone's ego should change. I don't think anyone's perception of other people should change depending on how much money you have. I feel like you should always remain grounded and humble, essentially.
Yeah. So do you think money can like cure happiness, or what they say?
I was thinking about this earlier, actually. That depends on the person. Depends on what makes you happy. For some people, having a nice watch or having a nice car will make you happy, but for some, they just don't care about it. Some people just don't want to stress, and for them, that requires a lot less money. So in some aspects, yes, because if you're depressed or you're anxious or you have panic attacks, and that's driven by not having enough money, then of course having money is going to alleviate those symptoms
Yeah.
and make you happier. But some people are affected differently. So it really depends, to be honest.
Yeah, I think like money overall is like a driving tool that can make you so much happier, like give you everything you've ever dreamed of, but you have to be the right person. You have to be ready for it.
Yeah.
I've seen like some people I used to look up to when I was younger, like people like Juice WRLD, RIP Juice WRLD. Like obviously he had money, but he was like self-destructive when he had it, and that was his downfall.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're coming into money, you have to really be clear-headed and just know it's a very powerful and it can be a very destructive tool if you use it in the wrong ways.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, fame kind of ties into that as well. Like when you look at someone like him and this level of fame, lack of privacy, that also ties into it. But yeah, I mean, he had so much money, and you see it in a lot of cases, a lot of artists who just maybe can't handle the pressure, which is fair enough. I probably couldn't. And unfortunately, that's what happens.
If you don't have it, like you're going to be a lot more like stressed and stuff about like financial like problems and stuff like that. But when you do come into it, like you're not going to have any of that. So it does amplify some areas.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. It really boils down to you as a person and your character. Are you driven by vices? Are you controlled by vices? Do you drink a lot? Do you do drugs? Do you love to gamble? Well, having a lot more money is just going to amplify that. Whereas if you have no money, you're going to struggle to, go through with those vices. So
Yeah.
it kind of depends on your character and what you're like, because money can amplify a lot of hidden demons that people have, for sure.
So what would you say was the hardest moment like we've ever been through together, like building?
I thought about this earlier as well, actually. I don't particularly feel like we've had a very tough journey. I feel like there have been times where we have just not known what to do. With some of the businesses that we've had roadblocks. Maybe that's because we hadn't been knowledgeable enough at the time. But I don't think we've had a really tough time. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think through like business we've had like tough times. We've obviously had roadblocks, yeah, but that was just like down to us not really being in like qualified positions to be doing the work. But yeah, there's definitely been some tough times along the road. I know we both had like addictions in like the 2020s, stuff like that. A lot of like drug and alcohol abuse, and things were rough back then. But yeah, we somehow made it here.
Yeah, and I feel like it's very important to say that if you are someone who is ambitious and you're young, say you're 16, 17, 18, you've probably heard it so many times, but be very, very careful about what you put into your body. Alcohol, drugs, food, over a prolonged period of time is going to have an absolute effect on your mental health, your physical health, and yourself spiritually. Spiritually. Yeah, we've been through some tough times, man. I mean, myself, not many people know this about me, but I'm riddled with anxiety and, not so much paranoia anymore, but like I have a lot of anxiety in a lot of areas of my life. And I was debating on whether to even talk about this, but I feel like it's important. If you go down the road of having vices, just be very careful about how you use them. And if you wanted to get into something like entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is hard, man. Like we came away from England where all our family are. I haven't seen most of my family for almost 2 years now, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a very lonely road. So you have to make sure that your physical, mental health is in check, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like there were like times like growing up, I can openly admit this on a podcast, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Like the only man that can judge me is Jesus Christ himself. Like I used to abuse like drugs and stuff growing up, and like a lot of people in the UK like go down that road because they're not really educated on it. Like people think, oh, if I just take this pill, it's gonna like be okay the next day. But like in reality, like I'm pretty sure if you take a pill, it's gonna have an effect on your like serotonin levels for the next like 6 months.
We were doing it like 2-3 times a week as well.
Yeah,
which is, looking back on it, stupid. But we didn't know any better. That's the problem. Like we grew up in an environment where that was kind of considered normal. Maybe not normal, like completely normal, but it was regular, so to speak. So yeah, that definitely will have a detrimental effect on you. So if you're young watching this, just don't do drugs, basically. be careful with alcohol and don't smoke and eat healthily. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest.
Yeah, in the UK, it's really easy to get like dragged into bad habits. But I think overall, the youth are healing a lot these days. I'm seeing like alcohol levels, like smoking levels, drunk. It's all on the downer.
I love to see it. Yeah.
I love to see it, like especially in the UK, the country I'm from. Like slowly healing in some aspects. I know some aspects aren't perfect, but like drugs and alcohol levels are on the downer, which I like to see.
That's because of social media. Now I'm not a massive proponent or fan of social media, but it definitely has some positives. So people are more health oriented now because maybe they'll watch a podcast like this, or they'll watch someone like Huberman or Peter Attia, and they'll learn more about health and why doing stuff like this is so detrimental to your health, like smoking and drinking. And then they'll watch more and more and more, and they'll be nurtured into not doing it. Like I quit drinking fairly recently, feel so much better for it. Quit smoking years ago, quit drugs years ago. There's just no like return on investment from doing that, to be honest, for any of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. Like it's all in moderation in terms of alcohol. If you like to drink every now and then to celebrate something like a birthday, or you've had some major success in your business, I don't think it's wrong to have a drink as long as you can handle it and it doesn't affect you the next day, and you're not like completely like abusing it and smashing it. Like by all means have a drink, but like you have to have enough like self-awareness to be able to handle it and deal with it.
Well, yeah, it really depends on the person as well, because I know you can go out, have some drinks and hack it the next day.
Yeah.
If I go out and drink even a few beers, I'm done for a few days. So for me to be at the highest level of performance, I have to stop drinking. And it just doesn't just affect the performance, it affects my mental clarity, it affects my mental health. So just stopping alcohol for me was the best decision. And that is really down to the person. Like some people can hack it, just smashing bottles every night and they can get on with it. But not everyone's like the same biologically, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're in Thailand. How has moving to Thailand changed your mindset compared to being in the UK?
Monetarily and entrepreneurially, it changed everything for us, right? Like in the UK, I can maybe name one or two people that we kind of mingled with who were on the same wavelength as us. But we were the wealthiest in the room at one point, right?
Yeah.
And you should, in my opinion, never be the wealthiest in the room or the smartest, you know, as they always say, because who are you going to learn from? So coming out to Thailand, where anyone who is an expat here, they cannot work. Unless you're like a specialized doctor or nurse or lawyer, something like this, or a teacher, English teacher, you cannot work. So you know that pretty much everyone that you are associating with is going to be on the same wavelength, either a remote worker or an entrepreneur that you can learn from, who might be making more money than you. So it changed a lot about what seemed possible, because now we have friends making millions of dollars a month.
Yeah.
Back in the UK, you wouldn't think that's possible. You wouldn't even think that's real. You'd think, wow, that's not true. But now you've seen it. And I think that's what changed.
Yeah, especially where we're from, like Peterborough, like you hear of like the local car wash business that's doing like $5,000 a month, and I used to think, wow, they're like the Henry Hill of Peterborough, and like that is still an insane amount of money, but it's like coming out to here, I'm meeting people that are just making ridiculous amounts of money, stuff that I've never even thought was ever even possible, and then like. Now I can see that it's possible because I'm doing it myself, and it's just amazing. Like if I never came here, I wouldn't have been able to even know what I can do, which is it's a beautiful thing.
People killing it at such a young age as well. 18, 19, 20, 21. People doing $1 million a month at 21.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Someone in the 1%. I think his younger brother's doing like 6 figures a month. I don't even think he's 20 yet. Yeah,
19 is crazy. Very impressive.
So starting the 1% like with me, so why do you think like building with someone you know on a personal level is much better for a business like this?
Well, we've been through a lot together, and you've always been someone that I can trust, and you've always been someone who's helped me through the darkest of times. So I can trust you, and I think that's the most important aspect of business. You're reliable, you put the work in, you're smart, you're intelligent. So it all aligns together. There's nothing wrong with working with new people. There's always a risk to it in some aspects, but working with new people is great as well. But been working with you, and I think that was the best decision I could have made. with this business. And
Yeah, because we're working with guys on just such like a personal level as well.
yeah, it's a
And
very
like,
personal business.
It's such a unique business as well.
Yeah.
Because like not anyone can join the 1%. Like if you have a call with me, I think something's not right. Like I'm turning the money down because like it's important to like protect the other guys that are in the network. Like I would only really like let somebody in I would be comfortable like sharing a week-long villa with in somewhere in the north of Thailand, for example. Like and that's very, very important.
Yeah, it's not all about money. I mean, we do have a certain threshold when it comes to that, but it's more about character. It's like you say, you want to be around the right people. There's no room for ego in the 1%. There's no room for thinking, oh, I'm better than this person because I make more money. That doesn't speak true to what your character is. Like money is great, but that shouldn't be the defining factor of someone, And that's why we have such stringent rules when it comes to who we allow in the business.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like super, super important, like the whole application progress, because like it's just gonna make our community and our trips like the best in the world. Because I know as a fact, every single person that's going on that trip is just like clicking together.
Yeah.
That's gonna go so well.
And you want everyone to be themselves, You got some guys making 10K a month in there, which is an insane amount of money compared to like, I mean, it's still an insane amount of money. You have guys doing $1 million a month, but they're the same kind of people. They're both aspirational. They're both hardworking. Like that's the kind of people that you want in the business. People who are humble, who have come from, the same kind of beginnings and can provide a lot of value within the business, but can also be themselves as well without having to fake any kind of persona. It's very important.
Yeah, like so what would you say makes the 1% like a little bit different to other online communities?
I think we genuinely care. Like when people start a community business, a lot of the time, not all the time, a lot of the time it's about money, right? And getting money into the bank. But for us, like we have money, so it's not the most important factor for us. We know that having a strong network and a strong foundation and a strong circle is incredibly beneficial to your life. And we're here to form long-lasting friendships with people who were like us when we came to Thailand. We were lonely for like 6 months.
Yeah.
We were lonely. So we genuinely care. We care about fulfillment. We are very flexible when it comes to, the money aspect of things. We genuinely care, and we want people to come in and feel like they're at home with us, feel like it's a family.
Yeah. I really care a lot. Like I do a lot of like work behind the scenes for clients because I just want to see people do well, and I want to just see people win. Like a lot of the guys were like calling me like a puppet master because I'm like getting them clients from Thailand. They're in the UK and I'm pulling strings for their businesses.
Yeah.
And like, I could easily just not do that, but I just enjoy doing it. Like I like just like getting people clients, going like above and beyond for my friends.
I mean, we're a private network, and like the premise of a lot of private networks is you're a network. You have to come in and network yourself. You have to make those connections yourself. You have to do things for your business for yourself. But we try to go above and beyond, really focusing on fulfillment. And I think that's where we're kind of a step ahead amongst other people, other networks.
Yeah, like, and to like people watching that have been like put off even reaching out to me for any reason, like they need to realize I'm running a private network.
Yeah.
If you want any kind of opportunity, people usually come to me for anything. Like even people that aren't in the network, if they want a closer, if they want a setter, who are they going to? They're going to me because it's just way easier to go to someone that runs a private network to just try and find one online.
They have the connections.
Yeah, like like there will come like a place in time in a year's time where this is like number one in the game, and everything will just be like flowing through the business.
For sure. I think we're gaining a lot of momentum now. The trips have been fantastic as well. We've been to Hua Hin, we've been to Pattaya. That was a lot of fun. Pattaya as well, like if you don't know about Thailand, Pattaya is like a very party place. Now we always, we pride ourselves on being the top 1%, whether it's physically, financially, mentally, but we do still encourage enjoyment. So I think that was a great trip for the guys to really let loose and be themselves. And then Hua Hin was a lot more chilled, and where we, spoke about business. So it's really about finding a balance, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. We like to enjoy ourselves from time to time. The Pattaya trip was crazy. Like, I'm not going to go like deep into it, but I'm pretty sure everyone like split off and kind of did their own thing after having a couple of drinks. I was with Bondre, the guy from South Africa. I ended up leaving him and going home a little bit early because I was tired. I came back to the villa and I was just like shocked at the amount of like girls that was in the villa and like people were still awake on the phone, and it's like, at least you had a good time, guys.
Yeah, I mean there are certain trips that would be more tailored to, you know, enjoyment on that regard, or chilled, like business oriented. It really depends on the place. We got Colombia and Brazil next year for like 2 months. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolute movie.
That's going to be crazy.
I did say to the guys, sadly, for Colombia, we can't stay together as a group of 20 because like 20 like tall, handsome guys walking around in Medellin, especially being white guys, gringos, going to stand out like a sore thumb, and we don't want unwanted attention to us. But that's just still going to be an amazing trip. We'll be staying in like groups of 5. I've assigned a team leader to each group, penthouses of 5, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I feel like what I haven't seen elsewhere as well is with a lot of the trips, it's out of pocket for us as well. Like Khao Yai, so we're going to a national park at the end of September. That's all out of pocket. That's going to cost thousands of dollars out of pocket. And I feel like we go above and beyond in that respect as well. Like a lot of these guys, they make a ton of money, but it's just not knowing that they don't have to stress about, you know, booking things, booking travel, making their way there. Everything is accommodated to them. I feel like that's what I forgot to mention earlier. I think we're kind of, you know, really caring about as well.
Yeah, because a lot of other like communities and stuff, they make everybody like pay for the trips, which I think is completely fine. It's normal.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're entrepreneurs. We have money. Like people can do that, but it's just a little incentive. Like it's just a little exclusive 1%. Just exclusive.
I mean,
to us.
Colombia and Brazil probably couldn't do that because we'd be bankrupt very quickly. But yeah, no, definitely, it's been a great time at the trips, and I'm really excited for them in the future as well.
So, what type of guy do you think thrives in our network?
Someone who is certainly motivated, dependable, someone who doesn't care about what other people think. I think that's very important as an entrepreneur as well. I feel like you need to be your own person. You need to be locked in, as they say. You know, this kind of person thrives, but someone who is really caring as well. A lot of the guys, they care for each other. We have coaches who coach other coaches in the network for free. And they charge for like £4,000 for it. So people who are very caring, understanding, you know, there are many attributes that fit and well align with the 1%.
Yeah, for sure. It is like the best thing I've ever built, like hands down. Every time I have like a fulfillment call, or even with the guys in the runway, I always like come off like smiling. Just it's just how cool it is to build something like this.
Yeah, we're always like texting each other afterwards, like, oh yeah, you know, these guys connected up. Did you hear that so-and-so helped so-and-so close, or he's been coaching him for free and stuff like this? It's really, really cool to see the guys connecting as they do.
So yeah, like just to give some advice to other entrepreneurs who may be watching, how important do you think it is to invest your money?
When we were growing up, like 16, 17, I did not believe in courses. I was the same. I always thought they were a scam. We don't sell a course, like just so you know, we don't sell any kind of course. But I feel like as long as you find the right mentor or coach for whatever you're looking to pursue, I feel like investing in yourself is very important. We've been considering even finding a mentor ourselves. Like we're doing really well, but we want to take it a step further. I feel like, as I said earlier, there are people who are well above us. We never want to be the smartest or the richest in the room. So we go to people who are smarter and richer who can help us as well. And I feel like, yeah, if you can, you know, allocate some money to invest in yourself, it's very important. And it's going to allow you to get to, you know, your first goal much quicker.
Yeah, like I see a lot of guys, they start like breaking like the 2K range, which is like, I'd say it's probably like one of the hardest ranges to actually break. Like to go from 0 to over 2K, that's probably like the hardest range to break. Sure. And they start like smashing through that range, and they just turn into hoarders because it's so hard to break that 2K range. You just don't want to lose it. But like in reality, like if you want to like get like 10, 20, 30, 40K months, you have to be willing to invest your money. Like we had a few piffs the other day, and pretty much all of the money from that has been reinvested. There's like the Khao Yai trip, like thousands. And we had this podcast like that we're on right now, like 250.
Yeah.
We're running an ad as well now. Like pretty much all the money that we've made from those PIFs have been put straight back into the business, because that's going to make us grow and that's going to push us to even higher levels.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I was talking more about like personal investment into, you know, mentors or coaches and stuff. But when you're starting a business, it's imperative that it's pivotal when you actually reinvest. Some people are certainly hoarders. We've succumbed to that as well, and we've had businesses that plateau because of it. It's very important that, especially if you start a business when you're broke, you might think to yourself, I've made some money now, I can be comfortable. But it's very important that you reinvest in your business. And of course, it depends on the business as well. But don't be afraid to reinvest in something that's quite important. Like for us, for example, as Brandon just said, you know, forking out 2 or 3 grand for a trip is a lot of money, but we can see a potential return on investment for it. You know, although it's a nice incentive, we are still thinking like business people. And, you know, this podcast as well is expensive, but look at the setup. You know, it's going to elevate our content. We can clip loads of, you know, aspects of this podcast into reels, and that will generate us more leads. So we'll probably gain a return on investment from this. Just as an example, it's very important that you think about how you scale your business and whether it requires money to do so. If you can do it without money, then even better. But a lot of the times it requires money in some sense.
Yeah, like one thing I can say about all our boys in the 1% is that they all invest their money in this. It's why they're in this network, and it's why they're doing so well. Like even Lennon, like 20 years old, he just spent like 30k on a new mentor the other day. I know he's pushing over 50k a month now. And like for him to go to the next level for him, which would be 100k a month.
Yeah.
He knows this guy, whoever he's paid, has the information that's going to take him there. That's why he's joined.
Exactly. If he has results and he's proven to have done it before, why would you not spend the money?
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer really, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, like even this network, people are paying for it, like because they know there's information and there's people in this network that are 100% going to elevate their business.
Yeah, I mean, people typically join the 1% for one of 3 reasons. It's like the 3 pillars of the 1% is business or entrepreneurship, friendships, and experiences. So people join if they want to elevate their businesses through potential clients or connections. If they're lacking in sales, for example, they might reach out to a sales coach. If they're lacking in marketing, they might reach out to a paid ads expert. And then you have friendships. Some people are just lonely. They have a lot of money and they're lonely. They need to form new connections. They've just come out to Thailand like me and Brandon first did. We didn't have a network for the first 6 months. We only had each other for the first 6 months. So people join to gain and maintain new friendships. And then people join for experiences, like we said with Khao Yai, who are here in Colombia and Brazil coming up. So yeah, there's many reasons why someone would join a network. And as we've seen.
Yeah, I'd say like one of the most valuable things about our network as well is that it's fairly tight knitted in a way with how people are all working together. Like the money just flows and flows and flows. If you need like your ads done, for example, you go to one guy. If you want your taxes done, you go to one guy, and everyone's just like doing business together because there's a level of like trust there. Like I know when you're like spending money to buy something online, there's a barrier of like trust that has to just be like broken down. But like if someone's in the 1%, there's no barrier of trust. You already trust them. Yeah. Because they're your brothers.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the kind of environment that we aim to provide is, you know, a trusting brotherhood environment, as you say. And yeah, it kind of like puts you in a position of authority as well. Like if you're in the 1%, you know that you've been vetted by Brandon and Jake. You haven't just been let in here for no reason. Yeah. You know, you've obviously mingled, whether it's on calls or at trips. So you've become friends, you've become brothers. And now you're doing business together. So money kind of flows around the ecosystem, really. It's, it's cool to see, isn't it?
There's an application process that you have to go through to actually join this network. That's why there's just like such a strong level of trust. Like I know like when we first started it, like we were just taking payments from anybody because we wanted to collect cash. And like we have recently had to remove people, etc. And it's like I know now, like from now on, like starting from now, like it's very important with who we let in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we turn down business a lot. We would make a lot more money if we just let everyone in, but we know that would have a negative effect for the long term. So we're very careful and we have to be very careful and meticulous with that.
So yeah, just moving on to a different topic, like where do you think we would be now if we didn't like actually go down this route? Like, what would we be doing?
You know, I thought about this earlier as well. I have no idea. I can't. The thing is, like, I knew I would be successful eventually because I cannot imagine myself doing anything different. We've tried it so many times, the 9 to 5, the full-time working, and it just doesn't click with us. So, and when we had that first taste of success as well at 20 with all that money, how do you go from that to then working a full-time job for, you know, a fraction of that? So I feel like if we weren't here now doing this, we'd be scheming something else.
Yeah,
It'd be a constant cycle. Oh, sorry, Mike. It'd be a constant cycle of scheming, to be honest. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, like all my life, I've always just tried to do things online. Even when I was a kid, I had a YouTube channel when I think I was under 10 years old. I had my first YouTube channel. Me and Luke, like primary school, just used to make funny YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then even like in Arthur Mellow's secondary school, I was still making YouTube videos. Even then, like FIFA YouTube videos. And it's always just been in my like DNA to do something media related. So
yeah,
I don't think I would have like driven far away from media. I know like crypto took me on a little like detour, which I'm very grateful for, but I've come straight back into media and content creation. So
yeah, you're still making crypto content.
Yeah, I was still making like TikTok crypto content. Yeah.
You left the camera, but it never left you.
Yeah. Always just get sucked into media again. Always.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we were kind of destined to build something like the 1% because we always saw the power of networking. Like we've always networked in anything that we've tried to do. Crypto, we were always networking, events, always reaching out to people on X, LinkedIn, whatever it may be. We're always trying to meet new people. And I feel like that's what we really have a passion for. I've always had a passion for meeting new people, you know, meeting people who are more successful than me, who are, you know, better than me in some realms, who I can learn from. And I feel like that's super important. If you live somewhere like England, like we did in Peterborough, I'm sorry to say, but you're going to have to get yourself out of the environment. If you have the same ambition and goal as me and Brandon, you have to get yourself away from that, because look at who you're surrounded with right now. Who are you learning from? Like, fair enough, if you do have a circle of people that you can learn from, maybe you're in London and you have a small circle, but coming to a place like Thailand has been pivotal for us. And I feel like we were destined to start a business like this.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I know you had a little segment on what's next.
Yeah, I did have like dating written down on the notes, but
I saw that one.
We're now at 51 minutes, so we've not got that much time left. I'll leave them questions for when we next have a guest on who's a little bit more misogynistic than Jake, because I can really just find a strong connection.
Me and Brandon certainly have opposing opinions when it comes to dating, and, you know, mixing that with entrepreneurship as well. So yeah, maybe it's better you have another guest for that.
Yeah, I might get a Theo one on. Remember, I know he's a big Tate fan, so we'll get him on the next one. If you're watching this, Theo,
you're gonna get cancelled. You're gonna get cancelled in the first month.
Okay. Yeah. So just a few like questions to like close thing off. Like, what's the number one advice you would give to a young guy who's getting into the online space right now?
I mean, we've touched on it, so I'll give two. So number one, and I feel like this is like a really compounding effect, is like I said earlier, just be careful of your vices, because they play a part in every aspect of your life. You know, drugs, alcohol, food, eating habits, sleeping habits, they have such a detrimental impact on, you know, your sleep, your relationships, your mental clarity, your mental health. So certainly try to stay away from vices where you can, and you will thrive. Trust me, it took me years to understand that what's really holding me back from my true potential is my vices. Something as simple as having a few beers a couple times a week was holding me back. And it took me so long to realize that. So I feel like that's really important. And then, yeah, just network as much as you can. Whatever you're doing, if it's, you know, sales, you know, if you're a closer, for example, maybe you're not in the online space, but let's use it as an example. If you're a closer and maybe you're on an offer that's not so good, or you're looking for more offers, network with other closers. You know, they might have declined an offer that's better than yours, and you might be able to transition into a better offer. Just whatever you're doing, just network, just speak to people. If you're stuck in an environment where you don't have people around you, like what me and Brandon do, just start with Instagram, speak with people on Instagram, arrange calls, chat to people in your industry. Ask questions about your business, what's lacking, and yeah, just network and avoid vices essentially.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest piece of advice I would also give, I think it's very important, is to stay consistent with what you do. Because like when you're coming into this online making money space, there's going to be a long period of time that you're not going to make money from the work you're doing. And that's the biggest separation between our 9-to-5 life that we've probably all done and entrepreneurship. Because 9-to-5 life, right, like you work hard and you get paid at the end of the week. So you're always rewarded for your work.
Yeah.
In entrepreneurship, you're rewarded for your work, but it's going to be over a longer period of time. Like there's going to be months and months and months where you're not making any money from your business. You're working the hardest you ever worked in your life, and you're not getting paid a penny from it. But eventually you do get rewarded. Like I am being rewarded now for the work that I was doing months and months and months ago in this business where it wasn't really making much money.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. But also another skill that you need to learn that kind of intertwines with that. It's a very fine line because you also need to learn when to step away. So like I know someone from a previous business that is still running the same business that has failed for years, and he just will not let go of it, which I really commend the perseverance, but you also have to know like when to quit. I know we don't want to talk about quitting. It's a bit of a taboo subject, but know when to quit as well. Like it's very important. But certainly if your business isn't making money for the first 3 months or 6 months, that's normal. As long as you have full conviction in what you're doing and you have full belief in it, don't stop. But if you start thinking, like truly thinking, you know, like, am I ready for this? Like, is this really going to work? Then you also need to consider that, because I've seen people in the same business for years and years, and there's no sign of it getting any better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it's years and years down the line,
yeah,
for sure. Like I see most guys like trying to like do something online. They start making content. They don't really hit the algorithm straight away, and then they just quit. That is just that's not on. Like you have to like go through the jail period. I call it like the jail period where you're like stuck at like under 1,000 views, and you just keep posting and posting and posting, and eventually like you get like recognized as a creator, and then your content starts to pop off. Like what's happening to me now, I'm starting to hit like new barriers with the views I'm getting because I've just been consistent the whole time. Like if I just like stopped on the first few videos, and I would just be back at square one.
Yeah, to add to that, so certainly you have to really analyze this. It's very important actually. So with something like content, you know that it's not impossible to get views. So, and you know there's a market for it. Whatever you're talking about on camera, someone is going to want to watch it. It could be anything pretty much. And there's going to be a market that's interested in it. So something like content, don't stop doing it because it's not working. But if you're in a niche industry where it's just not picked up after years of doing it,
yeah, for sure,
there's something wrong, obviously, right? So there's a fine line, but yeah, certainly try to develop that skill for sure.
So yeah, this is coming to like the end of the podcast. So like just to just reward the people that have watched the whole way through, let's give some insights about some big moves that are next coming within our business at the 1%. Like what exciting things can we like leak to the guys that have watched this whole podcast?
What am I allowed to leak? Can you start off with one and I'll follow up?
Okay, so I mean, like right now we cater to men, but is there anything coming for female audiences?
Yeah, so if there is a female audience, so we are launching 1% Women. You know how many times women reach out to us wanting to join this network? But of course, like we are running a male entrepreneur network. So 1% Women is coming. We have someone, you know, who's really driven and passionate about the project, who's going to be leading that. Maybe if you're ever in Bali, you can get her on a pod and go over that. But yeah, so we have 1% Women coming. We spoke about Colombia and Brazil as well. That's going to be crazy. 2-month long trip with the boys, talking business, having fun. So that's going to be great as well. What else do you want to drop?
And like in terms of like the women stuff, so we have like Katerina, who's now going to be running our network for women. I know it's very important now. There's a lot of women entrepreneurs. Women shouldn't just be completely reliant on men. Yeah, like they're now getting into the space. I know Shelby Sapp, she's doing her thing with like the whole like closing thing in America. Yeah, there's a lot more women getting into the online space now. I do think like men and female communities do need to be separated. I know like a lot of the best coaches I know in like sales only work with men. And like
Of course.
female coaches only work with females because it's just a completely different kind of landscape. So yeah, we have 1% women that is actually launching as of right now
Yeah.
for female entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I mean, Katerina's heading out to Bali next month, so she'll be putting in a lot of the groundwork there, on camera, building up her personal brand. And yeah, I'm excited to see how that unravels, to be honest. I'm all for empowering women to live life on their own terms and not have to rely on men. I think it's a good movement, to be honest. And I think it's a big positive. So I'm very excited to see how that unravels.
Yeah. And just like some other little information I can leak, I am coming up to my last 4 months living permanently in Thailand. I decided that over the past few days. I've been like speaking with a couple of boys in the network that I'm going to be making a move with. After the South America trip, I'm taking a little detour into Miami, also with Lennon, and then me and Lennon are going to be moving together to Dubai coming March time. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be going on in Dubai, because I know a lot of people have been saying like, oh, if I was in Thailand, I would join, but we're not even a Thailand-based network, which is just like such an annoying like stigma.
Yeah, it's a global network. I mean, a lot of the value doesn't come even from being in Thailand. You know, the trips, we have some in Thailand, but a lot of the value that we provide to people within the network on a fulfillment level is all done online.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's bringing clients to people or connecting people to, you know, help areas of their business. So yeah, you don't have to be in Thailand to be part of the 1%. But if you want to see us, of course, you need to be in Thailand until Brandon moves to Dubai.
Like we literally have guys all over the world. There's actually more of us in Europe right now than there is in Thailand.
Yeah.
And all the guys that are in the UK for European summer, they've been meeting up.
Yeah. They've been running their own 1% events, which is awesome, like dinners and stuff. So it's been cool to see like a couple of the guys just running the events themselves. It's really cool.
And they're just as valuable as me. You don't have to be directly
100%.
by my side.
Yeah.
If anything, they're more valuable than me.
Yeah, exactly. Like we started the 1%. We don't, like I keep saying, we don't want to be the smartest or the richest in the room. You want to go meet the guys who are in the UK and London. Like some of them are doing a lot better than what we are, you know, and that's what we want. We want to keep increasing the threshold of wealth and success in the business. And that's how it grows, you know, that's how people progress.
Yeah, so just to keep things on time, I don't want to annoy these wonderful guys we're working with. Is there any like closing thoughts that you have? Any last words?
I've really enjoyed this, you know. I was actually quite nervous when I came on, but because I haven't been on a camera for a while, but I've really enjoyed it, and I'm just excited to make more content like this. And this is something you can learn from as well. I've kind of procrastinated from making content recently to work on the back end, but I know that, you know, creating content is going to help the business. So if there's something that you are sure is going to help your business, go for it. Don't let your mind or anything stop you from doing it. And yeah, I'm excited to see you all again. It's been really, really fun.
Yeah, we're going to be running these. I'm not sure like how consistent they're going to be. It depends on like guests, but I know in September we have a lot of new members coming, and a lot of them are very valuable.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice for us to all come together, get a few guests on, because I've really enjoyed this. It's like conversations you can't really have in like spoken word content. Like it's hard to really make content like this unless you're on a podcast and you're just having a genuine conversation.
I love how natural it is. It's good. It's good fun.
So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. We're gonna cut this off now because we've just gone a minute over time. All love. See you guys.
Thank you very much,
in the
guys.
next one.
Appreciate it. See you soon. Take care.